the 9 years of Hudson Link's education efforts, some big-name celebrities have come on board to show their support for what we believe to be a very worthy cause. This year, actor Tim Robbins, star of, among other films, The Shawshank Redemption, the award-winning picture on redemption behind bars, spoke to the graduates and encouraged them to continue the journey towards their own redemption.
I think it is relevant to this ceremony tonight and indicative of the necessity of Mercy College to point out that the most popular movie of our time has as its arbiter of cool the opening of a library built by inmates at Shawshank Prison. There is a beautiful heart in the United States. It strains against the noise of the reactionary voices that cheapen it. This beautiful heart is told to punish, to lock up those that threaten our way of life. This beautiful heart is not asked to look at the individual or the possibility of transformative change. This heart is told to hold resentment and to forget and forgive and give up on those that have fallen. But whenever this heart knows, whenever this heart sees, whenever this heart feels the specific, the individual, the human being holding on to hope, the possibility of redemption, this heart rises. This heart celebrates. This heart believes. I know this in my own heart. I know it from seeing the tremendous dedication of Bruce McLeod and Hudson Link to the idea of transformative change. I know it from the tireless and altruistic spirit of Dr. Kimberly Klein and the professors and educators that give their times and their lives to this program. I know it from witnessing the forward-thinking philosophy of Commissioner Brian Fisher and Acting Superintendent Dawson Brown. And I know it from looking at you, the Mercy College graduates of 2009.
It is rare to look at all that goes on between the justice system and much of the injustices that are in that system, and to look at all those who are working in that system, and to find a moment when you can recognize that, unlike what stereotypes might suggest, that it's all about cruelty and alienation and nobody really cares, to look at what has been achieved here at Sing Sing by the whole mission, the remarkable accomplishments of the commissioner, what he's given us all to work with, and with people like the assistant superintendent and others. There is a process taking place in this country with the incarceration systems that are looking for new ways in which to be able to deal with our common humanity and our inhumanities. And I think this afternoon is a reward for me.
23 years ago, when I should have been graduating from college and making my family proud, seeking my niche in the world, making my dent in life, instead I was walking around with a chip on my shoulder. Thinking that no one could teach me anything, I was very much a punk and a cocaine addict. In my selfish state of arrogant ignorance, raging against my wounds, both real and imagined, I took the life of another human being, and for that despicable act, I was deservedly sent to prison. Now, prison is very much a survival game, and I arrived equipped with attitude and some street smarts, enough to avoid the worst of it. See, I thought I could make the best of my lifelong confinement and loss of freedom that I faced. I knew I had no future, just an existence. I was a used-up Coke bottle, if you will, tossed out on the landfill of life. Unfortunately, we live in a world where instant gratification is the norm, and if something does not perform as expected, it is tossed out rather than repaired. A disposable world. The majority of society views prison as a landfill full of disposable people that's good for nothing. I thought society had sent me to the dump, where unwanted trash belongs. That's truly how I felt. I was fully deserving to rot away. I wasn't fit for civilization. The weight of all my bad choices, my errors in judgment, my addictions, my disgrace to my family, my angry, violent behavior had fully convinced me that I was where I belonged. What other company could I expect but then to hang out with the other disposables on the garbage pile? It's not difficult to endure prison when you know what you did and you hate yourself as a result. You feel you have no value, so you make your niche in the landfill. All of you who support education in prison look at prison not as a landfill, but as a recycling center. You see potential, and you strive to provide us with the refining process necessary to nurture it. But let me tell you, it isn't easy, and it is not always pretty. The recycling process can be downright painful. First, scrubbing away the memories of past failures. Then, removing the labels of criminal, convict, loser, trash, felon. Sanitizing away the bacteria of ignorance, insecurity, doubts, and self-deprecation. Smashing the stigmas of poverty, the dropout mentality, addiction, and violence. Heating things up, raising the bar, skimming off the false belief systems and damaging negativity, purifying and empowering with knowledge and truth, melting fears and replacing them with hope until we are transformed into new, useful, and valuable resources fit for society and able to shine. When I first started college, I really didn't think I could do it. I didn't believe I could succeed. I wasn't a good student, couldn't do math, would never amount to anything. I had plenty of excuses. But mercy met me there. So what has college done for me? What have I learned through the teaching efforts of my professors? Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. I now have a broader perspective in my outlook. I now have a increased ability to communicate in many different mediums. I now take greater compassion in people. I have pride in the accomplishment of others. I have increased self-esteem, confidence, discipline, a greater sense of myself as a person. I now think that I'm just as good as anyone else, yet I'm better than none. I have a vision for a future full of prospects, the ability to think critically, to see the bigger picture, a deepened ability to love myself, others, my wife, and my family. A passion to improve, to achieve, a desire to help others reach their goals, and an overarching desire to give back to society, to become a positive, galvanizing influence in this world. The examples shown to me by my professors have enabled me to realize that I too have a gift to teach. I can help people understand and master sometimes difficult material. I charge my fellow graduates today that you take of the gift that has been given to you and you help another person. Reach back into that landfill and give a hand up to someone else. Knowledge should not be allowed to stagnate. Instead, it needs to be shared. Like the love of God, the only way you can keep it is to give it away. The more you help others, the more you learn. Trust me, fellas, you can do it, you should do it, you must do it, if only to prove to yourselves that you have changed. As much as it is important for me to remember that I have gone green, I wish I could somehow erase from the life of my mother the memories of the pain and shame that I caused her. Mom, I have given you numerous reasons to be ashamed of me. Today I give you a reason to be proud. I almost made it. You see, Ma, you did do a good job with me. It just took a while to show. I vow to you that this is the first of many more, and I vow to be the son that you can be proud of. I love you, Mom. Oh, that Coke bottle that I used to be, it's been recycled. It's been transformed into crystal clear valedictorian glass. And for that, I thank you all, and God bless.
Commissioner Brian Fisher, he announced at the ceremony that any inmate that completes the Hudson Link program, they'll get 6 months taken off their sentence, and that the program, it has secured funding to expand to other prisons in our region.